Good afternoon or good morning when this goes out. Thank you for watching. It is appreciated as always. I do not trust our government, and when I say the government, I mean Labour, I mean Tories, I mean the Uni Party, I mean the civil service, I mean the whole shebang. I don't trust any of it. The non-crime hate crimes came in under the Tories. They were accelerated under Labour. So that's why I don't trust either party, because they're both complicit in what I'm going to discuss now regarding digital IDs. There is no limit to the power that the state will try to get from you, and the only way that you can protest is to not use digital, always use analog, always pay to cash, never use your card. These are the things that you can do. These are the practical measures you can do. Always use cash. Cash is king, in my particular view. Why is Keir Starmer changing tack regarding the digital IDs? Is it because he's literally ran through all his political capital and he's having to backpedal to get the Tony Blair Institute and their coffers on side to try and stop Andy Burnham from getting into number 10? It could be. That's neither here nor there. All the major parties say one thing before an election and then change their minds midstream. They all do it. And this is an abuse of power. You should be open and upfront in your manifesto. We learned today that Tony Blair and his institute doesn't think that the digital IDs go far enough. What a surprise. The Prince of Darkness, or one of the creatures in the swamp, Sir Tony Blair, doesn't think that the digital IDs go far enough. Yet. That is what I want to unpack. It's yet. And then we look at this. You look at one of Tony Blair's children. Now, I don't know how true this is. I need to preface that with that. I've seen this online today, which I'm going to read out. So the brick car will be run on an app made by a company called Multiverse, a multinational company founded by Ewan Blair. Yes, you guessed, the son of the two-faced warmonger Tony Blair. His stakes in the company are valued at $375 million. Tell me that this isn't for the benefit of the so-called Marxist elite and their Fabian roots. The other Pratt in the photo is author of a law guidebook about the implementation of human rights in British law. Tell me it's not a planned, disingenuous control system that these lizards have had on the table for 30 years. It's something to think about. Now, you'll see the thumbnail of the title. I say that they could ban protests. Well, they could do. At the moment, the Online Safety Act and also the Non-Crime Hate Incidents, which not criminalises, but it says legal but harmful. What's to stop them 5 or 10 years down the line just flicking a switch and saying, right, no more protests? We see all the cameras around on the police vans, and we see them all the time at these protests and whatnot. They're recording all of your information. When the police come to your door, they're wearing video cameras. So when they come to arrest you in the middle of the night for hurty words online and put you through to the station, what's to stop them just registering that information? It links to your digital ID. And they're like, right, rather than arrest you, we're going to ban you from Twitter, or we're going to ban you from the internet for 30 days, 60 days, a year, dependent on the severity of the transgression. They want you to be a shiny, happy person. They don't want you to think for yourself. And if you do think for yourself, you'll be re-educated down the regime lines. This is right out of communist China or Soviet Russia. Now, if you think I'm exaggerating, this is merely a thought experiment at the moment. I can see where this goes. I can see how slippery the slope is. All of these civil liberties that we have, they say we've got a tradition of protest in the United Kingdom. Well, we may have a tradition of protest both in Scotland and in England and Wales. That may be true. How long that remains to be the case is up to us. I've seen this video online. And this is exactly what I'm referring to. We see these almost every single day.
Together, obviously I'm more than willing to talk through what you're able to take with you.
What, you're taking me away now?
Yes, so you're under arrest, so you're going to Harrogate, unfortunately.
You're taking me to Harrogate in the middle of the night over a tweet?
I am, unfortunately.
How much more convenient would it be for the state not even to send the police out, because your online identity on X and Facebook to actually access these apps is linked to your digital ID, is linked to your digital fingerprints. So rather than waste the time and sending the police out, they can just debank you, they can just stop you using anything, and they can do that all remotely. It doesn't even have to have a human interaction, it can all be done with AI. Think about that. Think about it, think about this, and tell the people that think digital ID is a good thing. Let them know what it could be used for, alright? You can think that they could use it to make your life better. In reality, it'll be used to make punishing you easier. That's what it's about.
Is this what you signed up the police to do?
This is my role. I'm trying to be reasonable with you here.
So
if there's stuff you'd like to gather, I'm more than willing to allow you to gather some sort of stuff like medication, if you've got any numbers you need. But at the moment,
you join the police to go and arrest people at night for tweets online?
Do you need any medication? I can't imagine that you are going to be in very long, but do you need any medication that you take at night?
No.
No. Anything else you can think of? Wallet? Change your shoes around?
I'd like to put some shoes on if that's alright with you. Righty, huh?
We will give you a search here.
A search? What?
Yeah, just to make sure there's nothing in your pocket that you can harm yourself with whilst you're being transported in the van. We're going to do it in here rather than outside so the neighbours can go.
Oh, fill your boots, mate. I'm good. You do understand that I'm going to make the maximum fuss about this free speech union.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys just doing your jobs, obviously, but your dickhead bosses have just opened up a world of shit.
Trust me, if I didn't have to be here, I would have been. But I'm happy to give you...
Word of the wise to the police, when the regime changes, and it will, just following orders does not cut it. It does not cut it.
Quite certain you two have got like 50 better things to do. Because what's your patch? Your Harrogate, not Allerton.
We're referred to as Hambleton.
Yeah.
So we're also Harrogate District. So
but of course, like the police they're not going to be able to credibly tell anybody that they're under-resourced now if they're sending people out to arrest people for tweets.
So we'll leave that one there. Now I'll leave you with this thought about the Tory party. You've got people like William Hague saying they support digital ID, and you've got people like the former Prime Minister Boris Johnson saying they are against digital ID. Remember, Boris Johnson is the Prime Minister that betrayed Brexit, gave us the Boris wave, and he was also all in favour of certain passports for checking if you've had a safe and effective medical intervention. We'll leave that one there. This is the problem with the Tories. They will never deliver what they've been asked to deliver. They always make policy, and this is all politicians in the abstract, never on the practical reality of how it's going to impact real people on the ground. This is why we have unlimited migration, because they're not dealing with the day-to-day consequences. How long will it be that we can actually openly discuss these things with this regime before they say it's problematic and they just decide now you've got a digital currency, a digital fingerprint and a digital ID, that all of these freedoms, they're not actually freedoms that you're entitled to anymore, and they just stop that entitlement. This is the concern. This is the Uni Party. This is exactly what they want. They want total control. I think the state should be as small as possible, and they shouldn't be interfering in regular people's lives. They just shouldn't be doing it. There should be no need for it. Now, if you think I'm onto something with this, and you think it is going to be used to regulate what you buy, who you interact with, remember your mobile phone as it stands currently is a low jack. Remember that whenever you go around and you've got a smartphone, they know exactly where you are. Why do you think there was always magnetic strips in physical cash? So whenever you go through an airport and you scan your passport, they know where you're carrying that money to and where you're carrying it from. Alright? How much more convenient will it be for the government if they've got all of this information in one place? You may go to the supermarket and you want to buy a bottle of vodka, but you're behind on a car payment, or you're behind on your mortgage or rent by a month. And then the cashier, rather than just take your cash, they can turn around and say, oh, well, it's been declined. Why has it been declined? There's money in there. Because you're not using it for the right thing. Nobody should have that much power. Now, if you think I'm overstating things, make me aware. If you think I'm understating things, make me aware. If you think I'm just a conspiracy theorist, again, that's valid as well. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video later on today. Thank you for your time. All the best.